Hey everybody, welcome to Review with Me, your review guide of shows, movies, and everything in between. Be sure to click the like button, hit that notification bell, and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get on with this review. Hello. Welcome back to another review. We're going to just go ahead and jump right into it. We are reviewing And Just Like That, Season 3, Episode 9. Again, I am your host, Maxine, and let's get into it. So, this episode, we got to give credit where credit is due. We got to give credit where credit is due. I am pleased with the writing. There are some critiques that, of course, that I will make regarding how things went, but I am finally happy. A lot of us here who have been reviewing this show, who's commenting on social media about this show, this season in particular, I am happy. It's a sigh of relief to finally see Carrie be like, you know what? That was Carrie. The episode should have been called, you know what? What is the name of this episode? Present tense. Oh, okay. I like that. That's a nice title considering what took place. But yeah, this episode could have also been called, you know what? And to add a little spice, she should have been like, you know what, nigga? You know what, nigga? I'm done. I'm tired and I'm done. So let's get into it. So, like I did last time, I'm going to just show screenshots from the actual episode and just walk you through what took place, my reaction, and all of that. Be sure to subscribe, like the video. Let's get into it. Okay. So, Carrie comes in her home. And at this point, we're also aware that Aiden is still there, right? Because remember last episode, Aiden came in with his 2 duffel bags, talking about he has his tube socks in them. So I guess this is still within the time frame of such visit. Now, I don't remember if he said how long he planned on staying. I just know that I remember him saying he left in a rush. He left on impulse because he got mad with Wyatt for saying, I want to stay with my mom instead. Okay. So he's like, okay, well, I got a whole life in New York. I could stay in New York. Who said you could stay in New York? Like, what does that have to do with anything? Let's get to this part right here where we see Carrie. She's walking in. She's trying to figure out where her man at. Aiden, where are you? So she's trying to figure out where her man at. Okay, and what do we see? We see her man with her soon to be new man. We see Aiden with Duncan in the back. Finally, I just noticed this now. The terrace, whatever it's called, it's nice and put together. It's finally complete. Finally, Adam finished his job. I will hope so. All that smashing that he's doing with Sema, I hope he finished his job. But looks like he did. I wish we would have gotten a tour though. But as you can see here, it looks like it is finished. So that's good. So Aiden is having a little one-on-one chat with Duncan, despite what Carrie wanted, right? Carrie said last episode, no, we do not need to have a dinner with Duncan. He's not that kind of neighbor. It's not that serious. All we do is talk about books and writing and the chapters that we're working on. So you don't need to know more about him. Like, what are we doing? She set the boundary, yet what did Aiden do? He override it, right? He overrode it. He still did what he wanted to do. And what does that speak to? A lot of his insecurity as a grown man. He is a big man. He's in his late 50s, early 60s. What are we doing? What do you mean you wanted to have a little one-on-one? What do you mean you want to have coffee and a cigarette with him? So Aiden says, "Come join us, Carrie. Come join us." And Carrie obviously is upset. She joins them. Okay, hold on. Let's get to it. I'm gonna show y'all scene by scene. Okay, before we get to that though, we see Sema and Adam. They're still going at it, having the great sex capades that they're having, and he still is obsessive with armpits and deodorant. He introduces her to the crystal deodorant that he uses. He got her a fresh one, not the same one that he uses, not the same, you know what I mean? But he got her a fresh one. She's like, what? So she's reluctant. He sniffs her armpit, end scene. So we get to the sit down, the final sit down, or I guess the final sit down between all three of them at the very least. Aiden's trying to size up Duncan. Y'all notice that? He's trying to size him up, trying to see what he's about. He asks him, oh, no, Duncan mentions, yeah, my wife doesn't like me smoking. Because Aiden kind of asks a very invasive question, or just like, it's none of your business. So Aiden asked Duncan, what's with the pipe? And he says it just like that, y'all. What's with the pipe? Nigga, what's with the mullet? Aiden, what's with the t-shirts that you never grow up? What's with that? What's with the dirty fingers? Huh? What's with the tube socks, Aiden? What's with that? You talk about me and my pipe. Let me smoke my pipe. No crack. But anyway, Carrie's like, Aiden, what? Just let the man be. What? She's visibly annoyed, and she is letting that be verbal as well, which I am appreciating. So we're seeing in live time how Carrie is annoyed, she's pissed off, and she feels offended on behalf of her neighbor that her man, whom she said, hey, we don't need to sit down with with my neighbor, but this is my neighbor. We don't need to sit down with him. It's not that kind of neighbor. Yet Aiden did it anyway. So Aiden's trying to like corner him, talking about the pipe. The pipe, that sounds so like sexual. Duncan says, oh, it became something that I just started recently, it became a new habit. And my wife, and as he says that, I'm like, stop the track, let me think back. Like, I was very taken aback. But he must have been married for a long time with this woman, or he must have just gotten divorced. Either or, I've noticed that to be a thing amongst in this show so far, right? Because even Carrie, when she talked about Kathy, she had Kathy's number, and mind you, Kathy is Aiden's ex-wife, but she had Kathy's number and contact saved as Aiden's wife. And not only that, wait, did she? Well, I remember either or. In that scene, it was a few episodes ago, she was telling her girls, Sema, Miranda, and Charlotte, and I think LTW, but she was telling them, yeah, Aiden's wife called. Yeah, I remember that. Aiden's wife called, and then Sema's like, you mean ex-wife? You know? So I say all that to say, oftentimes when these characters, at the very least, and I'm sure this is a real thing in real life, but they say, oh, my wife, but is ex-wife for real. Anyway, the point is, he's not currently married. And I think Aiden was trying to figure him out and stop him. Wait, you got a wife? And maybe he thought that would have made him feel more secure rather than jealous here. But no, Duncan corrects himself and says, no, actually, ex-wife. So he's pointing out, so Duncan is just saying, my ex-wife has the same issue with me smoking, me smoking this pipe. She wasn't really a fan of it either. So I'm under the assumption that he recently got divorced. Anyway, then Aiden asked Duncan, so do you have any kids? Duncan says, no, I don't have any kids. Then Aiden tries to like, oh, I'm a better man than you type of energy. He says to him, oh, well, I have kids with my ex-wife and that was the best decision I made. And I'm so much better for it because I had kids. I have kids with my ex-wife. Okay. Okay. Good for you. Good for you. Like, what are you doing? Like, and that's kind of low-key offensive for Carrie, for example. Carrie was married to Big, the man who she cheated on you with. She was married to him. She didn't have kids. Okay. So what are you trying to say? You're not a better person if you don't have kids? What are we talking about? So we move on to our next scene here. Charlotte is still going through with her vertigo, and Harry is progressing from his surgery, but he still obviously needs support. We learned that their girls, their kids aren't being helpful. They're teenagers, so I could expect nothing less or nothing more, I should say. That I could expect nothing more from them. So we get to Carrie and Sema. Carrie meets with Sema at her new place, her new work space that she recently purchased. Sema says that she just bought it using her savings and she got it for a good deal. And she actually scored the assistant from her previous partner, her previous business partner, who we saw we saw this assistant a few episodes ago. So she got him in quote unquote in the divorce that they said. So that was a little funny introduction again, reintroduction of him. Carrie is talking to Sema. She's telling her how, and I'm loving what Carrie is saying here because Carrie is using language that we as viewers are using as well. So I'm wondering if writers, and I know this was already filmed, but I'm just wondering, are the writers now aware of what the audience would think and say? So Carrie is saying to Sema how Aiden crossed a boundary that I clearly made. And she said that. She's like, I clearly made this boundary. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. I clearly said to him, I do not want y'all to meet, or I don't want to have dinner and or breakfast there's no need for that. I like to have things separate. She also reveals to Sema that she thinks Aiden feels threatened. Sema thinks, oh, because of Duncan? And she says, no, because of me. Because of me. And y'all remember back in the Sex and the City days, Carrie cheated. And I said this many times. Carrie cheated on Aiden with Big, who was married at the time. And it was obviously a big kerfuffle. And even throughout their relationship, as Aiden was trying to move forward with Carrie into marriage, into just really blending our lives together, Carrie was very closed off from it. So from the beginning, you could see how much Carrie just did not feel like she could become one with Aiden. They're just not compatible. I came across a picture from X and how and in this photo you see different examples between Aiden and Carrie and how they literally just they were not meshing, yet they stayed together for who knows what. Maybe because he's attractive and he's attracted to her, who knows, but they weren't compatible from the beginning. So she also tells Sema, I cheated on him with Big. And she didn't say Big, she actually said John. Like, okay, y'all can't say Mr. Big anymore, but okay. Anyway, we get it. So Carrie says that, and Carrie says she's hoping that it's not the case. She's hoping that they could just move on from it. She's hoping that it's just a blip, she says. Like, she's hoping that it's not this really underlying problem that they have to work through. She's just liking how things are as far as just not having to deal with this exactly. But Sema says, you may have to talk to him about it. You may have to talk to him about it. Okay. Let's get to Herbert. Herbert, I need him to just, he's worried about the wrong things. Okay. He's worried about, I guess he's running for mayor. I don't know. Something in Congress or council, student council. So he's walking around the kitchen talking about why is cheese here? Why is cheese in the fridge? Why do we have pasta? Why do we have these butternut cookies? All to say that he's trying to watch his figure, and you can't have these types of ingredients or just food items in our home because I'm trying to watch my figure. We end off with, what's her name? LTW, Lisa, talking about, oh, just go on Ozempic. Okay, so we get to this part here. Sema meets up with this potential business partner who her new assistant was able to schedule for her. So this assistant is doing a great job. Sema looks fabulous as always, but she, in fact, is not wearing her regular, normal, quote unquote. I say that with our, with rabbit ears. She's not wearing normal deodorant. Instead, she has on the crystal deodorant that Adam introduced her to, and then she tried on. So this business partner, he's talking about, why you smell that? That waiter has bad BO. That waiter has bad BO. So Sema, she sniffs herself on the side secretly, and obviously she could tell that is coming from her. She's instantly embarrassed. She heads to the bathroom and tries to go into the bathroom, but someone's already there, so it's occupied. And she realizes, okay, she does have her deodorant in her pocketbook, and she, in fact, takes it out and start putting it on, applying it to her armpits. But the irony here is, just last episode, Sema was disgusted when she saw a woman at the restaurant publicly seated applying deodorant. And she's like, oh, I don't know how she could do that. I would never be that person. Come to find out, Sema has become that person. So it's just ironic because, when you think about life, we always say, don't say never or don't say always, because you never know. You never know. But really, life will show you, oh, you say you won't ever do this? Okay, let me show you this right now. But here's the thing. I think they're giving natural deodorants a bad rep. Let me just say that. I mean, I use native, so I don't know how it says it's natural, but I guess it's still more processed than what Adam is using here. Adam is using very natural, from the ground or from the earth ingredients. So I don't know how much different. I think it's probably a lot different. But nonetheless, I think with natural anything, when you are transitioning your body from using processed things, with anything, when you're transitioning your diet from all meat to less meat or to pescatarian diet, it's going to be a change that your body has to kind of get adjusted to. It's going to take some time. And I think that's the same case with deodorant, with natural deodorant. Your body is used to wearing this processed fragrance every day. Yet now you're having to, and even your nose has to get used to, oh no, this is my new deodorant. I'm wearing the crystals and it is what it is. So I think we're giving natural deodorants a bad rep. Come on. All right. So so we finally get to this scene. Joy is at Miranda's home, and Miranda's setting up the table for their dinner. Joy's like, what happened to my bottle of gin? Miranda's trying to play it off like, oh, I guess it's just my cleaning lady. She must have taken it. Ooh. Joy's like, wow, what kind of cleaning lady is this? And she assumed that maybe the bottle was almost done and that could excuse why the cleaning lady took it. But the lie didn't go too far because Miranda finally admitted that, look, I don't drink because, oh, I'm just not drinking right now, or oh, it's just a rarity that I drink. I don't drink because I'm an alcoholic and I can't consume alcohol. Like I can't go back to that. And she just told her straight up. And what Joy responded with in that moment, it kind of made me a bit concerned because I'm thinking, is Joy receptive to that, or is she feeling like this is too much? Because Joy says, what she says, she's like, oh, well, that made me, now I feel uncomfortable drinking around you. And she's like, no, 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 it's because I drink to like hide my feelings, or I don't drink for good intent. Basically, is what she's saying. She's and I think that's a lot of people's reality with drinking. Like I don't think drinking oftentimes with some people at the very least, I don't think everyone drinks in a healthy manner. I really don't. I think some people drink as a reaction to trying to suffocate their feelings, trying to suppress their feelings, trying to cope with changes that are too rushed or anything, right? It's a coping mechanism. So this could be a journey for Joy to embark on, along with, like, she could aid in Miranda's sobriety. But I mean, this was a growing moment in their relationship. It seemed like Joy is still with it, and she appreciated Miranda for sharing that. Okay. So let's get to this scene right here. So LTW is in this studio with her fine ass assistant Marion, Makai Brooks. Makai Brooks. Makai Brooks. She is so fine. Anyway, she gets a call from her husband, Herbert. Just that name alone. Just Herb. That name, I remember growing up saying Herb was like an insult. It was, oh, you a Herb, like you a corny dude. So just to actually have a like, it's a real name, Herbert. It's so hilarious to me. Anyway, Herbert calls him talking about, I gained a pound. I gained a pound. Your wife is about to have an affair and you worried about a pound that you gain. Okay. I don't know. Herbert is just, he's really playing into this role of an unattractive husband all throughout, like physically. And I'm not trying to shoot on his looks because I mean, he's a real person, right? I don't think he's unattractive. I just think he plays that role so well that he appears to be unattractive. Like he appears to be a dud and just like corny. Anyway, so he calls his wife and he's talking about, oh, I gained a pound. Super stressed because he has this mayoral candidate, whatever he's running for. He just wants to make sure that he still gets it. Lisa's telling him, look, what are we doing? I don't have time for this. I'm at work. So she hangs up on him. Marion is overhearing it, right? I don't know if he hears a conversation because she doesn't repeat exactly what Herbert says, nor does she, like, she's not repeating it over the phone, nor is she saying it out loud to Marion on some, I'm sorry, it's my husband, da, da, da. But Marion, you could see, like, they show him clearly aware of Lisa being annoyed with her husband. So I'm wondering if that's going to be a little open door. Is it going to be a little open door situation? We'll see. But I'm ready for this documentary to be over. Okay. At this point, the documentary should be a new episode in this season, like its own episode. Because at this point, get to it. How long does it take? It took 8 years, they said. They worked on this for 8 years. They got a new freaking assistant and they're still working on it. But she's talking about how, oh, Marion has been doing so much great work, and it seems like it's about finish. So where is it? Show me the episode. Show me the documentary. So we get to, what scene is this? I can't even see. Okay. Ooh, this one. Let me, hold on. Y'all go ahead and like the video. Like the video. I'll be right back. Let me pause. Okay. So we get to this scene here. We see Carrie is doing her session with Duncan, her writing session with Duncan. And mind you, remember last episode, she canceled on him because she wanted to be there for her man who just told her that Wyatt wanted to live with Kathy and not him anymore. And visibly, he was upset by it. So Carrie said, I'll just cancel it with Duncan. And maybe, not even maybe, it's obvious that Aiden wanted her to cancel all of the sessions with Duncan, or at least during the time while he's there for however long. So she is still here downstairs in his dungeon apartment, which actually looks cute. I know it's a studio and it's like this darker color. So it's supposed to look grungy, but it's a cute little home. So what's his name? Aiden pops up talking about, hey, I have some. Hey, are you guys hungry? I mean, I got some steaks and I could heat them up and I could put them in the grill. Carrie's like, I'm writing. No, I'm busy. I told you this. But how long do you think how long? I don't know. Okay, I'll just wait for you. No, don't wait for me. He's insistent on waiting for her. He can't lie and say, you didn't tell me how long. No. I'm telling you how long it's going to be. And I don't even know. So go ahead and make your sirloin tips. Go ahead and make your medium rare. Leave me alone. You'll be all right. So he's insistent. He leaves. He finally leaves though, but he leaves with the impression that, or this hope, I should say, that Carrie will be up in time so that he won't have to stay up so late. We finally get to Carrie leaving and coming upstairs, right? Oh, let me move on from that real quick. Okay, real quick. Hold on. No, she turns around. She tells Duncan that she's so sorry. She apologizes, yada, yada, yada. Bet. So we cut to this scene here. Anthony talking to Gia. Gia is still not impressed with Anthony, despite how delicious the food looks. The food looks like Anthony threw down. But Gia is just not for it. She never imagined her son to be with this type of man. He's too much older, and she doesn't want her son to have to nurse him, just like she did when she was married to her son's father, who was 30 years her senior. Anthony's saying, what that got to do with me? Well, here's the thing when people say that. Well, it has everything to do with you. I'm making the comparison here that you are just as old as my late husband, and I fear that my son will have to care for you as you get older, and he won't be able to really have a full life of his own. That has everything to do. Sure, that's her business and her stuff that she unpacked from her past, but to act like he doesn't see the correlation is kind of obtuse to me. Like, come on, you're being selectively ignorant here. You're just being silly. It has everything to do with the situation. The concern is valid, I should say. I would say the concern is valid. I understand. And I would kind of feel the same way if I was a mother. If I was a mother and I had that experience and I see the same experience unfolding for my child, I would voice that concern. I would still appreciate Anthony for who he is and try to get to know him, but I would just share that concern with my son in particular. So she's trying to buy out Anthony. She's trying to buy him out. Okay, how much? How much, nigga? How much do you need to leave my son alone? How much? Shout out to Anthony being a real one. He's like, look, I'm not here for the money. I love your son. Yada, yada, yada. We wrap this scene up. We see that and what's his name? Anthony's man. I always forget his name. I guess it doesn't matter. We see him come in at the right time as Gia is holding a knife. I'm like, what was she trying to accomplish? Was she really trying to possibly harm Anthony? Anyway, he came at the right time. Gia, before she walks out, she says, look, I'm leaving. I'm not gonna stay in New York anymore. I'm heading back to wherever I came from. I think she came from Italy or Greece. And I'm gonna wait for you to come back to your senses. And we're gonna not talk about this chapter of your life. So she's hoping that this is what will happen with her son, but I don't know. I think this one here, I think her son, I think he's committed. I think he's really into Anthony. Okay, so we cut to one of the best scenes of this entire series. Okay. First of all, Carrie finally leaves Duncan's home. I don't know what time it is. I wish they would have shown us a time, but nonetheless, she walks upstairs and she sees the steak still outside on the counter. And instantly, I would have been pissed. Because what do you mean you have raw meat laying outside on my kitchen counter and you leaving it on some passive aggressive type stuff just because, I didn't come up early enough for you? For your head ass, I told you I was gonna be downstairs working on this chapter. I'm a writer. Hello? I'm an author, Aiden. You know this about me. So first you're disrespecting my home. You're disrespecting me. You're disrespecting my neighbor. Don't be coming up, knocking on his door. What are you doing? But how you leave raw meat? Yes, it's on a tray, but who cares? It should have been in a Tupperware. It should have been in the fridge, or you should have just cooked it. Cook the steak. This looks like some good meat. Cook it and leave me a plate. So when I come upstairs, I'll eat it before I go to bed. Why can't you meet me there? Why can't you compromise? I was so offended with this. Should have been just like maybe I'll put this as my thumbnail. But this is so disrespectful. I would have been pissed if I was Carrie. How dare you? So Carrie finally gets up to the bedroom. Aiden is laying down on his back, and you could tell he's annoyed. Carrie's trying to act like nothing happened. So she's crawling into bed. Mind you, she's not dressed in home attire, right? Like, she's not dressed in loungewear. She is still in her jeans. She is still in her outside clothes. She crawls into bed and she tries to snuggle up on Aiden. She's complimenting Aiden, telling him, thank you so much for your patience. I love you so much. Just trying to butter him up. Aiden is visibly disgusted. And it was at this moment, I would have been like, you could get the fuck out of my house. That's what I would have been like. You could get the fuck out of my house. Because what does he tell her in this moment? Get off me. You smell like cigarette. Get off me. Go take a shower. And what does Carrie do? She gets up. She takes a shower. Carrie, his cuss out should have been happening. Or should have been happen. I think it didn't happen. And it didn't happen at this time because she was adding it on to the anger that she finally exploded with later on in this episode. Anyway, so she gets up, she showers, and she actually heads to her second bedroom. And I had a feeling she was going to do that. I'm like, this doesn't seem like she's going to the same bedroom. So she heads to the second bedroom. She goes to sleep there, or she tries to go to sleep there. Aiden comes in talking about, what are you doing? Come to bed. Come to bed. She's telling him, well, you told me I smell. You told me I smell. You told me I stunk. What do you mean? What do you mean come to bed? No, I'm going to stay here. He's trying to get, like, come on, Carrie, really? No, really. Close the door behind you. Carrie should have been like, you can leave. Never mind. Close it. This is my home. Does he pay rent? Okay. So he leaves, or he goes back to the other room. We go to the kitchen scene. Carrie's dressed, dolled up. She says, the first thing she says to him, because he's trying to play it off like, good morning, like, and he's cooking for her. She's like, I'm heading for a walk. And I don't want to see you when I get back. That's what she should have added that. And I don't want to see your tube socks when I come back. Aiden, I don't want to see your tube socks when I come back. But instead she just says, I'm heading for a walk. He's like, you're still mad? Do I have a reason not to be? Aiden tries to say, well, I'm mad too. You know how Aiden talks. I'm mad too. Well, Carrie. Aiden, you don't have any room to be mad. How dare you? So he's like, well, I'm mad too. I'm going to take a walk. No, I'm going to take a walk, Carrie says. Carrie has had enough. And you can see the blow up. You could feel the blow up. And I appreciate the blow up. So shout out to her for finally blowing up. She should have had a blow up, but hey, I'll take it. And I'll be happy. So we get to her at the shoe store. I guess it's a Macy's, a Nordstrom. And shout out to Andy Cohen for making a brief appearance. Let me see if I can find a little snapshot of that. There we go in the background. Okay. And this actually is a callback to an old episode from Sex and the City when Andy Cohen made an appearance there as well, doing the same job. So you mean to tell me 30 plus years later, you still selling shoes? But okay, shout out to Andy Cohen. Nice to see you. She gets a text from Aiden talking about, oh, let's meet at our favorite lunch spot. Okay, so she sits down, meets with him. He tries to explain himself. I think he does start off with an apology, which, okay, bet, thank you. But then he starts off explaining himself saying, I do have trust issues when it comes to you. And she says, have or had? Because what do you mean? You can't tell me that it's been 20 plus years and you still have trust issues when it comes to me? That's a problem. So she gets up because she's so offended by that. And he follows her. And they have a bigger blowout that actually ended things. She tells him, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep on giving you 100%. You just have so much going on. You and your kids, Wyatt's head ass. You can't, I gave you 100%. I gave you 100% with this arrangement, and even you couldn't follow through with it. And he says, gave? Past tense? And she says, yes. That is correct. I said it correctly. Past tense. I gave. I can't keep doing this. Aiden says, I need 100%. You can't get that from me? And who are you going to get it from, Aiden? You need 100% from yourself, or you need to get back with Kathy, because you have a lot of baggage. And it's one thing to have baggage, but it's another thing when the baggage keeps spilling over. Like, you're literally bringing your 2 duffel bags with me or with you to my home, and I didn't ask for that. You came on a whim, totally inconveniencing me, and then you want to get mad at me for still following through with my personal responsibilities. What are we doing? So they break up. They finally break up. We see Carrie, she goes back to her kitchen and she removes all the Virginia magnets, which is hilarious. Virginia is for lover. She removes that, and it looks like she may have put it in a bin because we see in the next scene that she put something in her closet, and it was a pillow. But I'm wondering if there's like a box of these things that remind her of Aiden. Did she put it in a box and then put a pillow in front of the box? That's what I'm thinking. So we finally get to our last scene, and Carrie is meeting with the girls, Miranda, Charlotte, and Sema. Carrie's looking good. Carrie gives Miranda the best hug of her life, and you can see Miranda's expression that, wow, that really felt so good. Like she could feel her friend being nice to her. She could finally feel it. And one could assume that in this moment, Carrie is going to lay the news to her friends, letting them know her and Aiden are no longer. Or one could assume that maybe she told them, or maybe she told Miranda right before, or at some point before. And finally, she's seeing her in person and she's giving her a hug, like, thank you for being a good friend to me, and you were right, and I love you. I know you just looking out for me, type of either. So it could be either or. That's what I'm wondering. But it ends there. It ends there. And I am very happy and pleased with this episode, as many of us are, because finally we see Carrie over Aiden and over the shit that he has requested her to put up with when it comes to his whole baggage and all the crap that he was just all his carrying on. It's too much. It's one thing to have baggage. We get it. Okay, maybe you cheated a little bit, right? Maybe you got baggage. Maybe you got, some family stuff. But I can't deal with your insecurity. I feel like that's a line that has to be drawn. You have to be secure in our relationship because I can't fix that for you. That's an internal stuff. The whole family stuff, that's out of my control. That's out of your control, right? That has to kind of go through the waves. But you feeling like you still have trust issues with me? Shit, I can't help you, bro. I cheated on you 20 years ago. 20, let it go. I cheated on you 20 years ago. Let it go. All right, y'all. Let me know what you think about this episode. Leave your comments down below. I am really interested in hearing what you think about all that took place. And finally, Aiden, maybe we're done with him, maybe we're not. But it seems like in the next episode that Carrie may pursue something, or Duncan may pursue something with Carrie. We see potentially something growing between them beyond this work writer relationship. Anyway, I'll check you all next time. Bye.